So mainly my name is Rabab الشهابي. I am from Jارمكو trade union, and my interesting is women issues, especially those women workers. We are going to cover the situation of migrant women in the workplace. Before of that, if we introduce the framework of the international ILO conventions, there are many and plenty of conventions covering the rights of women. But our concern is not the legislation or only convention. Our concern mainly is how to implement these conventions. There is a law, but how can we implement it? How can we bridge the gap between the laws and what is going on the reality in the workplace? This is our main concern. So as it is there are many, and if we go deep, there are many conventions and laws regarding women's rights in the workplace. Where we are now, as if we talk about the women's situation in the workplace, anybody can give me any hints, any points where we are stand today. Are we in the very good area, excellent area, in the middle, or there are many things to be improved, need to be improved? From your observation, what do you think, any one of you? What do you think about our current situation regarding women, migrant women in the workplace? I need to hear, especially from ladies. Can we describe a very initial, without mic, it is just like a spot survey. It is good, very good, average, not good, bad. Nobody wants to give a word. Nobody here from the ministry, nobody.
It depends on cases and it depends on companies.
Depend on companies, exactly. In the big companies, we can say the situation is much better. You are from Venice, yeah. In big companies, the situation much better than for example, the small companies or the small agencies. So we have variety in the situation. It is not only one picture. And to talk today about any example, this not mean this for everybody. Maybe it is applied in one area but not in the other area. Our main objective to know what is there, where we stand, and where we are going, or where we hope to reach. And not only for women in the big companies. We want to help, if there is any way or chance, to help the ladies or the women workers in the small agencies or small companies. This is our aim. If we mention it as case study, mainly if we will talk about the migrant ladies or migrant women. First of all, we will raise the problem of the ladies working in the small in cleaning agencies or in offices, or belong to even the domestic worker. If we observe as a woman interesting or about the issues regarding the women, we always hear a complaint from those ladies working in cleaning sector, or about mainly their long working hours. I think everyone maybe knows an example from these sectors. Their working hours is exceeding the hours allowed by the law. Why? Why they accept that situation? How can we help them? This is the question. As a trade unions, we have to raise the awareness, talk about these problems, and try to put a solution. We have to work together to think about the solution to help those ladies. Also, when they complain and you ask them, can we raise this in a trade union or in a federation, they reject. Why they reject?
They're afraid.
They are afraid. Afraid. No, no, no. Okay, we can complain, we can talk, but we don't want to raise any case, because at the end we are working and we need our jobs. We don't want to lose the job. So in this case, we are in a very difficult situation, because to raise, you have listened to the previous case study. When the workers themselves, they okay for them to be in the media, to be with the trade unions, it will be much easier than when you talk behind the media and behind the trade unions. They insist, don't tell anybody about these complaints, because at the end we need our jobs. So what to do in this case? If there is a complaint, but we cannot raise it. When no trade union means officially you cannot raise anything. If we think about it, okay, we have to think about the solution indirect way. Indirect way by not mentioning which sector, not giving, while officially they will ask you, first of all, when you raise any problem, they will ask you, give me example, who complained, give me a details, I will not talk about general situation. So it is really a challenge here in this area to let these ladies talk to the media, or they can form a trade union for themselves for this sector. The law in Bahrain allow them to do belong to trade union in the private sector, but the problem that they are afraid to highlight this problem. I think we all agree on this such problems. The long working hours, no weekend leave, and what else? No trade union. Did I miss anything? Any point can be raised by anyone? Other problems those ladies are facing.
Salary.
How about
Low salary. Low salary. Very good point. The salary is not fair. Not fair paying.
regarding the contract, which is
The
not
contract.
being followed? There are some points.
Yeah, there is some. They sign the contract, while in the reality, it is not the contract not applied fully, or maybe one lady, for example, I met. She signed a contract to be, for example, on duty as, for example, a secretary, and in the reality, she found herself in a different position. So this is another problem.
Sick leave or no sick leave or vacation leave.
No sick leave, no vacation leave. Exactly. What else?
I have a question.
Yes.
I'm not sure about the situation and the reality, but do they ever have a health insurance policy? Do they ever be covered by?
This is another point we are going to cover, that about the security, either social security or health insurance security. We are going to cover these ones also. Another things which is, for me it is very critical, and it is touched me a lot, about their families. The lady, she cannot reunion with her family, and also not only that, in some cases she is a married worker and they ask her not to have the right to be pregnant. because of the nature of the work. This is against human. And if there is a family, for example, if she is working and have a family, she is not fully have an access or the rights to take full her right fully, like her maternity leave or her child, what we call it, the 2 hours for feeding. Yeah, breastfeeding. These all her rights, but she cannot enjoy it. Access to justice. A lot of ladies, they don't know where to go, how they can complain if there is any problem. This is another problem. Should be clear for them, and somebody should guide them where to go. And if I don't want to lose my job, for example, I have a problem with my manager or with my owner, the company owner, but I don't want to lose my job. I just want to solve the problem. So there is a way, should be a way, a friendly way, to solve this problem without losing a job or having a very bad communication or relationship with my boss. Because at the end, I need this job. And I need to go to the job where I can be feeling good and I am in safe. No threats, no bad relationship. So I can give the work. I can be productive lady. So all these issues, maybe there is small issues, should be solved by a way that everything okay. No court, no case. It can be solved differently. We can sit together, or there is a representative where we can sit and talk, put everything in the right order, and that's it. Not everything. We don't want to accelerate everything. So this right, it is the legal protection. We want to everyone enjoy this right, the legal protection in case of labor disputes, and should be effectively. I have to not only to write these things in a very good manner, theories. I want to be in the real. Everything is clear. Everything is suitable for me. I can access to that channel if there is any channel. I want to access without hurts and without losing a job. How can we prevent the human trafficking? Because when I sign a contract and I thought I will be, for example, working in a company and then I found myself in very bad situation where I have to accept or I will be not in safe. This is big problem. Big problem, and it is unfortunately there is an example. Another point, empowerment of ladies workers. If on the level, for example, in the company, is there any chance for improvement skills, for accessing training, or it is not allowed? This is different also from place to place, from company to company. Maybe in some companies there, maybe in another. If you have any point anywhere, you can stop me and give an example for. If there is, for example, in your companies as a ladies, are you easily access to or you have the right to have a training? Yes, this is good. And we have to also be clear with this point, that the ladies should have the right to get a training or any kind of empowerment. Because the women very sensitive in the societies and everywhere. That's why maybe when we be quiet as a ladies, maybe we lose some rights. When we don't highlight it, when we not talk loudly, maybe we lose some rights. Even the national ladies, not only the migrant. The women is struggling everywhere, if she is national or migrant. Yeah. So always we should talk and we should ask, otherwise we will not get anything. Loud may not mean we are a troublemaker or we have to make a problems. Just we know about what we want. We are very clear with what we want and where we are and what we are trying to reach. And how? How? Gender discrimination, this is a point. We raised it everywhere. Not only, again, this is not only for migrant, even the national ladies. If there is any type of discrimination for example, in the recruitment or in training or in the vacations or in chance to get higher grade, everywhere, if there is any discrimination based of gender, because I am a lady, maybe I am not having my higher grade, while my colleague as a man, he can get it, because my situation is different than him, or I have a family, or I have children. This is again not a point to punish me because I am a lady or to get pregnant or to have a children. I have to have equal opportunities based on the qualification, not on my situation, married or not married. Actually, monitor agencies, officially, or the trade unions should have access to those agencies. Why? Because in these agencies, a lot of things happen. Maybe there is a violation or anything. So the official authorities and the trade union representative should have an access anytime to these agencies. And this is also by the law, should be by the law. So this is to control if there is any manipulation, anything happen, for example, signing a contract for specific job and then on the reality I'm doing something not belong to that contract, or any points. We have to be very careful with the agencies, and officially they have to access these agencies on a very clear picture and any time, and even the trade unions representative as worker representative. You have mentioned a lot of points, which is very good, because if we want to raise other issues related to those sectors, small companies or small agencies or cleaning sector, there is non-payment of salary, sexual harassment, abuse, excessive work and exhausting, no weekend, no leave, no withholding the passport. This is against the human rights. When you cannot get your personal documents. As per the law, you should have it. But not everyone knows, especially those who is working in the cleaning or small sector. They don't know that they have the right. I have one example. She found herself in an airport, back to her home. She said even her sponsor not bring her even to Bahrain. She brought herself and she tried to get a job. And when he wanted her to finish her contract, she found herself in the airport. I told her, you don't know about the law? He doesn't have the right to take you to the airport. She said, I don't know. I don't know about this point. Because something new, before they can hold it. But now they can't. She doesn't know, and also not only in the airport. She said like a criminal. She felt herself like a criminal in the airport and with, I think, someone. It is the way unhuman. She doesn't do any. As she mentioned, I just won't ask him to finalize the contract. So I don't want to renew. I can get a better job, and this is her right. But because she doesn't know about the law, so very important to raise the awareness about the laws. And it is very important to raise the awareness about the trade unions, to be part of the trade unions. This will help a lot to solve these issues. Another issues, nature of work. We have mentioned that different contract. She signed the contract while she working on another. Also, we have it was mentioned about the health insurance and the social insurance. Unfortunately, there is no pension insurance for the migrant workers. For everybody, men and women, but I mean because the session about women. Our recommendation is to be fair in terms of working hours and workload, fair remuneration, social and health insurance, which she mentioned there, legislation and protection, labor courts. This is what we mentioned. Labor courts should be easily to access to the justice without losing any job and without. It is only in Ministry of Labor. Decent work conditions, mobility right, freedom of movement. As you know now, there is a chance to change the works, and so not the same as before. There should be no objection or no, and it should be approved by no. Now there is a law allow freedom of mobility. And another issue is religious freedom rights. I don't think it is now anybody give a chance for freedom to do your what we call religious tasks or anything. Should be respect. Religious should be respect for everyone, not only specific region. So our main target is how can we bridge the gaps between policy dimensions and the implementation and the reality. This is the point, this is the issue, this is our concern, and this is what we have to work together. Even those working in the big companies not facing the same problems or issues that we have mentioned, I have a responsibility to guide others, to teach others, to listen to everywhere to the problems. Because if we are belong to trade unions and we can raise it and bring it here, then I'm sure that we are all, if we put all these discussions, we can reach, if it is not our main, we will target the ideal situation, at least we start step by step to solve such problems and to help those, because when we talk to them, we feel very upset about their situation. If she mentioned she cannot have a weekend, if she work from morning till evening, it is not easy to hear that. It is very difficult. But how can we solve it? Not only feeling we can, but how can we solve it? We can raise it here, we can talk to the, for example, migrant committee and the federation, and they can at least, step by step, how can we help and come over all these problems and issues facing the migrant women workers, and how to bridge the gap again between policy and the reality. And I reached to the end of the presentation, and I believe that we all together can help those migrant ladies. Thank you for listening, and I am happy to listen from your comments. Any points to be raised?
I just want to ask, so even, for example, the domestic workers, they can voluntarily join
Trade unions. This is the problem with migrants. Actually, there is a new experience in Lebanon. In Arab countries now, Lebanon. And if anybody have any idea about Lebanon migrant society, there is a society like a trade union.
Yes.
Trade union. In Bahrain, still not. But when Lebanon, I met the people there, it was a very strong society. And I think, if you start in one country and succeed, then it is easy to bring it to our country. But how long we will take, this is another problem. And before we target this, maybe this is very, very advanced, maybe we start with those, at least those working in a clean, I bring the shopping mall. Why? Because we can talk to the ladies there. In shopping malls, the cleaners, there are a lot of violations and a lot of rights not be fulfilled. So if we start with those, then it will be, we will come one day to the migrant worker. So it is really a very good point that, because the trade union will help a lot through the official ways and through all these efforts putting together, we can help. And we should help. Our responsibility, all of us, not to get the training only, to think about the solution. How can we help those people? They really need us. They need us. When she cannot take her leave, her weekend, she cannot join her family and enjoy the life. She is just working from early morning till evening. This is against human rights. So we have to help. We have to think about a way. I'm not the one. I'm just a member of a union, but it really helps me, and I am thinking about how can we, as a human, help each other. Yes, please.
Thank you so much for this great presentation. I'm sure we all feel the passion you have. Thank you again for this presentation. We all feel your passion you have towards this issue. I would like to highlight the differences between the labor law and the domestic law in Bahrain, and what are the articles that are not included in the domestic labor law.
Yeah, the labor law now, the new labor law, they officially should cover the migrant law. It is one law. It is one law for both. Now, there is no national, and everyone should treat equally, national and non-national. This is as officially announcement. But always we want to see that in real. Domestic or migrant worker?
Domestic.
Domestic, even if we raise this as, even the women's societies, we are concerning the domestic laws, they said they are automatically included in the labor law. It is one law for everybody, but in the reality, no. For example, the domestic worker should enjoy her weekend, but this is in the life, no. Her working hours, it's open. Maybe 12 hours she is working at home. without rest. So when we raised it, they said, okay, it is already included. The labor law should include even those domestic workers. But it should not. We should give them a special concern, because otherwise people, they don't care about this law. Nobody even can complain, even the domestic. She cannot complain against, for example, her sponsor for long working hours, and she referring to this law. Should give some like a special law for those, and should teach the society and like make it implemented really. And there is a punishment if there is any. If you not meeting that law, you should get some punishment. Without that, nobody will listen to the law. Nobody will, if nobody even where to go for this domestic. Only what we call safarat, embassies, they can help. Some embassies, not all embassies also help their people. So it is not the right way to depend on embassies. Should be a law for those covering those sigma. But maybe.
I just want to say that, imagine now, when you go outside, just go to any shopping mall, or just go to any ministry which is guarded by some guards from Nepal, and just ask them, just any time you go by any ministry or by any shopping mall, just ask the guard there, the security guard there, especially if he is African, maybe from Kenya or from Nepal. Ask him, and he will give it will give very important information. How many days you work? He will tell you 7 days.
7 days, yeah.
Or a week. Do you have overtime? He will tell you no. So imagine if you are talking about workers who are supposedly formal worker. So what about domestic who are still considered informal, regardless? Yes, I agree with that. The law does cover them under some articles. But as you said, unless the workers, even if you go to Qatar have very important regulation about the trafficking.
Yeah.
But every week there are Nepalese workers dying in the stadiums for the World Cup. So it's not about the law only. The law, of course, is important, but in order to enforce the law, we need the workers to have access to complain, to reach maybe federation, ministry. If the worker don't have cars, if he walk from head industrial area to Manama on his foot, because the public transport does not reach that area. So either he will come on the road and make lifting, or walk. How can he go to LMRA in the safe area? Yeah, so
It is very difficult. And the problem, they are afraid to lose their job also. This is another point. This is mainly what we have mentioned about the shopping malls, which is formal work. And when you talk to anybody, you can touch the problems they faced. Any other points? Yes, yes.
I'm sure there are male domestic workers as well as females, but is there any difference in the working conditions for males and females in domestic sector?
Actually, domestic sector in Bahrain is being 90% is female. That's why it's very sensitive, very difficult. Also, the problem with if you raised it in any, I'm really surprised sometimes when we raised it in trade unions, for example, meeting, or in even in women's societies, some members, when you raise the right for those to enjoy their life in weekend and in working hours and in annual leave, they they are against that. For migrants, I said, why? Why? We are very, I think there is a problem when we think about the domestic like a machine. They should work very hard from morning till evening, and they should no. They have a very good condition. They are enjoying the foods, the accommodation, and at the end they are human, and not everybody really wants to raise these issues, even those who are interested or are belong to trade union. So we have to teach our people, to have to teach those who came to our society not to accept that. The whole process is not easy, very complicated.
Are there any campaigns that focus on the issues of domestic workers? Local campaigns?
Unfortunately, no. But if anybody campaigns, any other than trade union.
We have a society here called Migrant Worker Society.
Yeah.
It is an NGO. She is doing
Very well. Yeah.
somehow okay. She is doing a good job. But,
Good job. Yeah.
Although
But
we have some remarks, but
Facing a lot of challenges.
yeah,
Facing a lot.
but this is the only organization. I mean, if you go outside Bahrain and you attend conferences on migrant workers, you will find numerous NGOs paying attention to that issue. Whereas in Bahrain here, other than trade unions, no, all NGOs are almost ignoring this issue.
Within women's societies, in some cases, yeah, within women's societies, they raise if there is any abuse, there is a shelter. There is a shelter which include the domestic worker. And as Karim
There is a
mentioned,
cultural problem here that, the domestic work has been done for years because domestic workers in the Gulf area started in 70s. Okay, maybe in 70s, from 1975. So before that, who was doing that job? It was being done by wives and moms, okay?
Yeah.
And everybody was thinking that this is...
her job.
Yeah, it is not job, it is a
Duty.
Duty, that's right.
Duty.
And so all of a sudden people asking, oh my God, is this a job that should be paid?
And she never complained, and when she complained, she is not a good wife when she complained. So it is like she accepts that by default. I accept as a wife, this is my job. And when I complain, I am not a good wife, I'm not good a mother to complain against this work. This is very good work I am doing, this, but not appreciating as a job. I have finished. I think I take a lot of time. I don't know. It's okay within the time. Thank you to everybody. Thank you.